This is Group 4's podcast, starring Thomas Benz, Ian Blake, Devin Castanet, Chris Christenberry, Aaron Gully, Abdurrah Kearney, Francisco Mendez, Dave Moreau. Our unifying concept is overcoming challenges and pitfalls in the industry. And our iMovie editing theme is Filmstrip.
There is no bigger challenge in the film industry today than having your work be seen by millions. If a studio isn't interested in your film, then how can you distribute it for all to see? Well, it is easier and easier for struggling filmmakers to distribute quality movies without a huge budget, top quality equipment, or big studios to produce and release them. In 2011, the first feature film shot entirely on a smartphone was screened at a West Hills cinema in Los Angeles. Another film, Olive, by director Hooman Khalili, was filmed solely on a Nokia N8 and thanks to its cinema run, qualifies for Academy Award consideration. Filmmakers today are using social media to also spread their films to the masses. Sites like YouTube.com, Atom.com, and Current.com really help push the unknown director into the forefront. This distribution revolution is proving to be a great equalizer for unknown filmmakers to get their foot inside some major doors. Gone are the days when virtually the only way to break into Hollywood was to have the right contacts. A great case in point is that of Uruguayan director Fede Alvarez. Alvarez broadcast his 4-minute short Panic Attack on YouTube and, within a day, received correspondence from Spider-Man director Sam Raimi. Examples like these and the ever-growing popularity of sites like YouTube really help smaller produced independent films to flourish and grow, gaining legions of fans and massive support from people like you and me. With the rise of independently shot films on nothing more than your smartphone or a camera that you bought for a few $100s, anyone can become a filmmaker today and have their movie on display for the entire world to see.
In 1949, people traveled to California in search for gold. In today's time, people still come, but it's for a different kind of gold. It's to make a film that is worth gold. Most don't make it into industry, but those that do, every day is a new obstacle that you must face, and the more you dwell deeper, the harder the obstacles become. Facing these obstacles tests not only your commitment, but your love for the industry. Striving to get past these obstacles stands you out among the rest. To never give up is to never truly fail. Film is what you perceive. To find ways to get your idea the way you want it to be shown. Film is always changing with new technology. We can really test our limits of creativity. Being able to cope and stay ahead of the rest is the biggest challenge. When you keep your mind open to new things, it opens your mind to the industry of film and creativity.
While looking at challenges in the film industry, if there's one particular category that seems to generally outweigh the difficulty of the others, I'd say that's the determination of an individual. Anyone can have an idea or a concept or something they'd like to create, but following through with its creation is where the common person gets separated from those who will eventually make it. Getting into a school such as Full Sail is just the first small step. And the difficulty of that for most was almost incomprehensible. So if that's the smallest first step that we take, then what does that say about the road ahead? Next, this school will weed out those who don't have the drive and motivation or possibly just the time to pursue this career. The rest of us will continue until we finish and receive a degree that we've been so desperately looking forward to. But after that, we'll be left to face an entirely new set of challenges more difficult than the last. If you listen to any professional in our field discuss how they got to the position they find themselves in now, they'll tell you that they devoted their lives to their work, signed away their soul to dedicate every second to what they do. To overcome the challenges ahead, to truly make it to the position you eventually want to find yourself in, you must believe that anything is possible to the extent of which you wish it to be possible. This meaning that if you can devote your life to this, give it everything you possibly can, never quit, no matter what, hold on as tight as you can to your perseverance and never let go. If you can do all of these things, you'll make it.
Hello everyone, I am Aaron Ghali, and this is my podcast on overcoming challenges and pitfalls in the music industry. Every business has its winners and losers. From the hustle and bustle of the New York Stock Exchange to the sleepy fishing docks of Maine's lobster-infested coast to the music business in Los Angeles and New York, there are the haves and the have-nots. But what sets the winners apart from the losers? An inability to separate necessity from distraction, to implement action when action is needed, and learn from setbacks and mistakes makes or breaks a career in the music industry. In other words, the drive and character of an individual allows them to either excel or fail in today's music business. Producer, actress, and musician Eve, for example, has an uncanny ability to separate distraction from goal. From teenage stripper to being signed by and dropped from Aftermath Records, to becoming an international entertainment success story, Eve has felt both the hardship and joy of not just the music industry, but the film and production industries as well. When it comes to advice on how people may overcome hardship in any industry, Eve has some of the best advice I've come across in my research for this project. Let us define what an obstacle is, says Eve. To put it simply, and in my opinion, an obstacle is something you see when you take your mind off your goal. In other words, what are you focusing on? Are you focused on your goal or the thing that is stopping you from reaching your goal? There is a big difference. In the end then, it is mindset that allows individuals to overcome pitfalls and challenges in any industry, not just in the music business. But in an industry where personality is everything and our character is judged by how well we cope with when the odds mount against us, our mindset and our ability to keep our goals within sight will either make or break our careers as haves rather than have-nots in the music business.
Hello, my name is Francisco Mendes and I'll be talking about overcoming challenges and pitfalls. In this case, in the film industry, that's where I'm doing my major. First of all, what are the kind of challenges and pitfalls that can be found in the film industry? Well, because of the advance in the technology, one of the biggest challenges will be stay ahead of the competition with cutting-edge technology. This caused also the budget problem. And maybe it's not that big for companies like Warner Brothers or DreamWorks that their budgets are of millions. But when it comes to independent directors, producers, filmmakers in general, making their own project, that can be a huge challenge. But once these two main problems are overpassed, the next pitfall will be the kind of story that is going to be told and if the public will accept it, or if it's going to be pleased for the public. This pitfall is faced not only for the small companies or the big ones, or by an independent filmmaker. Every time a project is going to be released for the public, no matter if it's in the film industry, in the music industry, or even in the books industry, that's one of the biggest issues that are going to be faced within its creation. In my opinion, the solution is this: always give the best of you. Give that extra mile with optimism and be confident that what you're doing is going to be successful because you're doing it with the heart. Thanks for listening.
overcoming challenges and pitfalls in the music industry. In the music industry, we have our ups and downs. We have to stay positive at all times, but keep it strictly business. People in the music industry can portray themselves as witches, but it is your job to see past that. It can be very scary at first, but later on, it will get better. Striding to your goals is your main focus, so try not to get distracted. 10 problems in the music industry. The depth of the album, music taxes, music as a service, mobile, new revenue sources, no one business model, 1,000 true fans, the rise of the musical middle class, the democratization of music discovery, and the power of live. With these 10 problems, it is very hard to tell if they will stand in our near future. Time is changing very fast, and the big question is, will the labels still make money with our old methods of making money in the future? Why is the cost of CDs so high? The cost is so expensive. People buy the CD just to listen to their 2 favorite songs. People now download because they feel bad. If they lowered the cost of the CD prices, then lots of people will buy them. Preparing for the battle. Each songwriter needs to pursue their publisher for a share of what the publisher collects from the NMPA settlement. If not, the publisher will hold the money they collected in their accounts, as well as the labels have done. Thank you very much for watching. Presented by Abdurrah Kearney.
One-hit wonder is somebody who will come out with one song, it's an instant hit, they get overnight stardom, and then they kind of fall off. I think this is because they can't be versatile. They're only coming at you with one type, but when you want something else, when the industry changes, they can't adapt to this. One person who took this stage phenomenally was Justin Timberlake, because he went from a boy band to being in a movie to, you know, just being a public icon. He's in different songs. He's in a lot of popular rap songs, just like the chorus, you know, where one little piece here or there. He can do a lot of things. He can entertain you in many ways. He has his little stunts when he's a little out of the limelight, but he's still putting out music, he's still on television, he's still in movies, he's still all around coming at you from so many different angles.